Okay, my beautiful collective. Today, the message feels very, very immediate. It feels very powerful, and it feels like it is channeling through me like a freight train right now. So we're gonna get right into this. This is what I keep hearing. We're getting right into this. So, as you can see from the title of this video, normally this doesn't happen either. The title came through to me immediately. Deep tension is bubbling. A mighty roar will awaken the world. So I've been out in the world a little bit today, and this energy has been following through like a thread of sacred rage, social tension, this unrest, and this need to express this building energy through the voice, through communication. I took instantly for my the stones that I felt called to here, my blue kyanite here, which is the throat chakra. It's about speaking clearly, not holding back your truth, and tiger iron here. Tiger iron, which is a very grounding root chakra stone here. Promotes self-healing, personal power, strength, stamina, focused will, and mental clarity. It's great for empaths and awakens your inner warrior. So I felt called to these two stones here today specifically, and I feel I'm holding the tiger iron especially. Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my, are very significant here. I was hearing Wicked and The Wizard of Oz, so the themes in those movies, the character dynamics, the character arcs, the just storylines in general of these could be very significant for you. Courage and discernment. I also got two pens. Two stories are being written at the same time. And I got from that you could be in a situation here where you are writing a story, you know your story, and your story is the truth. Because I wrote one of these stories is raw and real, and the other looks good but deceives. So there may be another story, whether within yourself or within somebody else, or a group of people, or a system even, maybe it's society as a whole is writing a story that looks good, but it's deceptive. It's not the full truth. And it's like these two stories are competing for dominance, but underneath it, and I wrote race to the finish as well, whatever this finish line is, but underneath these two storylines, the one that comes from truth, from integrity, from courage, discernment, will be the one that is the mighty roar that will awaken the world. So that's what I had written down here in front of me. We're gonna get into this because I'm super interested. I'm so intrigued to find out. I bought even more new tarot decks and oracle decks here. I haven't even used them yet. Like this is how fast the message is coming. So I'm excited to get into this and see what wants to come through. Okay, Spirit, which deck do we want to pull from first here to get going? I'm feeling called to the Sacred Forest. Let's go with the Sacred Forest first here. This is new for me. And I want to find out here more about what's going on so we can center into what this collective needs to know about this very, very interesting situation. The interesting part about this too is that this energy feels like it's very immediate. It feels like it's very pertinent, if that's the word, almost urgent. Like it could almost be perceived as an urgency, but it's not the same kind of anxious urgency or pressure that comes from the ego or feeling like something needs to happen. It's like, it's just a sense of seriousness and responsibility that is divinely orchestrated. It feels like being on the precipice of something very big that's happening, but knowing that it will reveal itself and it will express itself in a divinely orchestrated way rather than you trying to make something happen here. Because that's what the lion is about as well. When I wrote down courage and discernment, sometimes we can think, if there's a situation that requires courage or requires power or requires some kind of truth telling or some kind of communication or some kind of expression that could that could cause people to see the truth of a situation, or that could feel very intimidating. Where was I? Something's trying to throw you off of this. Something's trying to throw you off this power, this courage here. It's like this courage is not necessarily about just like digging in all the way and just going after it and just like roar like a lion, like throwing it all out there right off the bat, because I still feel like there's this discernment that's needed here. Rather than acting impulsively or recklessly, this is about, and we're in Virgo season as well, I'm making this reading, there's this need to kind of have everything laid out before you. Take your time, allow yourself to see clearly, to plot your course, not to necessarily jump at anything, but to allow the pieces to come. But I feel like it's happening quickly. Like it's like a train picking up speed. Like I said, a freight train. You're carrying something really important. There's some kind of threshold, some kind of tipping point that you are moving over right now, that you are crossing. And it's going to like, I'm just seeing things being like magnetized to you and through you. It'll almost feel like you are channeling something. Like it won't feel like your normal day to day, where maybe in the past you've tried to make things happen. Like again, it's going to come through you here. So be like the lion here, where you're discerning, you're watchful, and then strike when you know spirit is demanding it, and when it feels like it's open in the channel. Okay, yes, bear spirit, healing. So bears, right? That came up as well here. Bear spirit, healing. And forest temple, enlightenment. Okay, wow. Okay, so I feel from these cards, like with bear spirit here, bears talk often about like hibernation. They talk about needing to replenish in solitary spaces, kind of going into the cave, I guess, going into like that winter cave and replenishing, spending time reflecting, and also being in a very grounded state. Again, root chakra. Spending time healing, rejuvenating from the battle, because I feel with this collective, like, you know, deep tensions bubbling, a mighty roar. It's like you are not somebody who is not aware of what battle is like. Like you have been through it before. So with bear spirit here, it's like, I feel also bears, you know, we see them in this roaring grizzly bear attack kind of thing a lot in society. Like it's sensationalized in that way, but often bears are doing the same thing lions are doing. These big beasts, tigers as well, are often waiting for the right time to strike, or not even waiting for the right time to strike, but when danger arrives or when something arrives that requires them to activate their power, they're ready for it. It's like the warrior who does all the training, right? You do all this training, not because you're using that training to just go out and cause a ruckus or cause a scene or go fight somebody for the sake of it. You're training because you are ready to defend. You are ready to hold your ground. You are ready when the time is necessary for this. So this is what this feels like. It feels like you've known this tension is bubbling, or you've been able to feel this tension bubbling. The collective is feeling this tension bubbling, right? I was getting a very like Saturn and Aries, this sacred rage, Saturn and Aries, like Neptune and Aries. I'm not sure if they're retrograding back into Pisces, but anyway, that energy is very, very felt in the world right now. There's a bubbling, right? And it's like these transits, these influences are calling us to learn the discipline of the warrior, right? The discipline of being able to hold space for that tension and hold that tension within our vessel. And when the time is right, it's like allowing yourself to take the best appropriate action, right? Aries is about action. It's about just instinctual action as well, but knowing how to channel that instinctual action into something that's actually going to precisely and properly transform something for the better. So yeah, you're like in your forest temple here. You've done the work to enlighten. 4 and 19 are significant. You've done the work, or you are doing this soul work, and you are in your temple, you are in your sanctuary, you are the bear. And it's like, I feel that this bear is like awakening. It's coming to this time where you are about to awaken. So Spirit, where should we go next here? Where should we go? I want to pull from Cries of the Souls Oracle. This is a super interesting deck I saw today. Very Scorpionic. It has a very Scorpio, like fall energy to it, I feel. And it kind of goes into the darker aspects of things. So I kind of want to get here. What does this tension have to do with for this collective specifically? Like, what is involved here with this tension and this release? What is this? Because I feel the forest, sacred forest here gave us where you're at now and kind of where you've come from, but where are we? Like, what is this? What is this? The catalyst of this, I guess. Like, what is this energy? What is this tension? Why are we feeling this? Why are we feeling this sort of premonition that something is about to release and really awaken powerfully? Inner pain. Toxic relationships. What else are these here? Okay, interesting. Okay, so the main energy that I have here for why, we have inner pain. I confidently embrace my internal torment. Okay, so immediately off the bat, this collective tension, or this tension that we're feeling individually as well within this collective, is a manifestation of inner pain that has been building up for a lot of people for generations. And as this world is awakening spiritually, as we are going through these great mass awakenings, part of it is embracing that pain and seeing it for what it is. So this is what is unfolding here. People are starting to actually see the pain rather than repress it. It's starting to rise to the surface, and people are needing to learn. And whoever I'm speaking to, I feel that you have already kind of gotten a head start on this process compared to most people, where the world is going to need people who are able to teach them how to honor this pain, how to honor what is within them, how to work with it, how to see it, and how to allow it, and how to allow that tension and that anger, that rage, that sadness to be energy that allows us to be a catalyst for change, because that's what these energies are at the end of the day. Negative emotions are information, it's data that allows us to make proper changes that align with a higher reality for everybody involved. So this is what's happening here collectively. Toxic relationships on the bottom of the deck as the underlying energy. I create positive relationship foundations with myself and other people. So this is also a manifestation of the toxicity, not only within, us as individuals, but the toxic relationships that are manifesting and showing themselves, and people are now we're seeing clearly. Like, look at how much information now is online about things like narcissism, for example. That's just a world that I've been in that I didn't know about for a long time, but we're seeing how common it actually is. And we're seeing how commonly people have just allowed themselves to be in toxic relationship patterns because it's just been normalized by society and by humanity. Like, as a species, like, this is deep, this is primal, spiritual, primal and spiritual. It encompasses the whole thing. So a lot of people are dealing with toxic relationships. A lot of people are coming to terms with and realizing the toxic patterns that they engage in with others. And it's just coming to a boiling point. It's like, we can't continue. It's not sustainable. Injustice, impatience, family loyalty. So a lot of family trauma coming up in the collective here, and maybe for you I'm speaking to, like a lot of family trauma where it's like, and even society trauma, our human family, right? Where it's like subscribing to, and like I was just saying, subscribing to and trying to conform to family systems, to social systems that are normalized for the sake of feeling like we belong to something, to have a functioning society, but that we are, again, realizing how much imbalance, injustice, toxicity, like hidden, covert abuse happens within the underneath, in the name of family loyalty, in the name of social conformity. It's like we have so much, it's like the whole thing's breaking apart is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing just like tectonic plates moving apart, and like all of that magma, that fire, that just pain and steam and heat that is under the surface, just having finally this release point and this escape point where everything can just come out to be seen and dealt with. And yes, it's messy, and it's messy. It can feel dangerous. It's like destructive in a lot of ways, but it's needed. It's necessary. It's breaking apart. It's breaking open. The roar, right? It's like the roar of the pain. I wanted to say like weeping and gnashing of teeth. Interestingly, that's like a biblical reference, which I don't always bring up, but I heard it. Like the weeping and gnashing of teeth. Like it's almost like hell spilling over, like the inner hell that everybody has been experiencing for generations and holding in and repressing, the darkness, the shadow. It's rising up to be seen, to be felt, to be honored, and to be transmuted. And I feel the people I'm speaking to here, you that I'm speaking to, are here to be like a leader in this. You're here to be aware that this is about to happen, because this feels like a premonition for me. You're aware. You're being given this information because you can be trusted with it, and because you have done the work ahead of time, I feel, to be prepared to handle this on this planet. If you're noticing other people going through this right now, maybe for the first time, and they're not handling it in a way that feels maybe as balanced as you're used to for yourself, because you've had time to hone that, have patience here. Impatience, right, with the Scorpion. Scorpio season feels very significant now. Interesting. Yes, Scorpio season's very significant. Okay. So this could be something I'm tapping into that's coming around like later October, early November. Like it feels like maybe this is going to be revealed, especially like after the eclipses, and then with Scorpio energy, it's like all that subconscious stuff coming up to be seen and dealt with, right? So that's maybe a timeline to pay attention in your own life. But I feel this is happening like almost like in staggered ways. Like I don't feel like this is necessarily happening all at once. It's almost like staggered for different areas and different like energetic groups and signatures like around the world. It's already happening. We're watching this happen, but I'm just feeling it really directly right now. And I feel that maybe you're about to feel this very directly in your vicinity. You're gonna notice people being really you're just going to notice this energy more prevalently, I feel, because it's part of your work here to sort through it and to see it and to honor it. Okay? Wow. That's big energy. And so patience is really important here. It's important that if you're also feeling triggered because you're holding some of this collective pain and some of your own darkness and trauma, because we're always healing that and we're always noticing shadows coming up at different times, or if you're feeling like tower moments coming on, inner tower moments in yourself or around others, remember to have patience and to be soft with yourself. And remember, with this family loyalty, you are yourself. It says, I am myself here. You are an individual, so always remember that. It's important not to get sucked into feeling responsible for other people's energy, because every person here has a responsibility to deal with their piece of this. It's a collective thing, right? Every person has the responsibility to deal with their piece of it, but nothing more than that, right? You can help and you can support by being in your truth and doing your part for yourself, knowing it's contributing to the collective, but not taking on other people's, right? I feel that all of this hyper codependency, enmeshment, narcissism, I feel it's really coming up to the surface. Like people are really seeing it. And I've seen this happen in my own life, that when you make boundaries, these energies sometimes, if they start to feel panicked in having to handle this if they've never had to handle it before, right? Because that's part of awakening, is these shadows and these energies like fear and guilt and shame will come up to the surface, anger, that is really uncomfortable. I've noticed there are some people who will try to use you, especially if you're empathic, they will use, and you're used to holding capacity for emotions, they will try to use you as like a host. They will try to use you as a like receptacle for their own energy, and they'll try to put it on you through, you know, different behaviors, manipulation, gaslighting. Sometimes it's even subconscious, though. Sometimes it's not overt or consciously manipulative or malicious. Sometimes it's just people genuinely don't know how, and they'll try to cling to you. But you have to remain strong here. You have to remain the lion. Yes, you can be a leader. Yes, you can be a teacher. Yes, you can be an example, but don't let yourself take it on. Be strong, be firm. Okay? Wow. Okay. I'm feeling so much energy in the right side of my body too, like my right arm. I was feeling chills up the right side of my body earlier. The masculine side of you might be coming online here. This might be a lot of like masculine trauma coming up. A lot of like, again, both the energies, the masculine and the feminine, like a lot of this rage and a lot of this emotion is feminine in nature, but it's like the masculine is being activated here within you, like the divine masculine, to be a container, to hold space, to protect, to witness this. Because I feel like, again, the masculinity in this world right now in general is very toxic and very immature, and it's going to do things that are very irrational and very of the darkness, like confusing, just causing more division, etc. So don't fall for that. Don't allow yourself to get sucked into that. Use your masculine energy, regardless of gender. Use your masculine energy to protect your feminine energy and to direct your energy in a way that is healing and that stands in truth firmly. Okay, beautiful. So let's move on. Okay, I want to get the opportunity and the challenge here. Opportunity and challenge, spirit. Where do we want to go here? I want to go with actually, we're going to use the new deck as well. Ah! The Wisdom Keeper's Oracle deck and Inner Guidebook. Whoa, that was scary. I just got scared, y'all. So this could feel like it's coming out of nowhere. It could be a surprise. It could like shock you maybe in some instances. Just be prepared for that. Again, like there could be some big expression, like I just screamed like that. I don't always scream like that. Be prepared for things like that. Interesting. Come on, open it. Confirmation burp. Okay, yes. So some of you are going to experience some like, I'm getting like the lightning from the tower, right? The lightning that strikes the tower as it's crumbling. I don't get that you're necessarily in the tower. This is probably happening just around you, and you just might be feeling the reverberations of it. Again, those tectonic plates like spreading open, and like the earthquake and the like magma coming up, like that sort of all hell breaking loose. You don't need to be scared of this, because you are here as a witness to this. Like you are here to, you've already, I feel, gone through this and healed a lot of this, and so it's just up to you to hold space for this, but also like don't negate your own feelings either. Okay. Interesting. There's a protective film here on this. I've never seen this with a tarot deck. It's like peel off, protective film. So yeah, protective film, and it's also a mirror. Super interesting. Your protective film at this time is going to be like being the mirror. Okay, that's what you are in this time. Look at my phone. You are the mirror. It's like you're here to mirror people's energy back to them, not to take it on yourself, not to be a host or a receptacle for energy, but to mirror it. It's like you are standing in your truth, and because of that, you are able to show people and reflect back to people directly what it is that they are dealing with in clarity rather than in confusion, right? Because if we don't have mirrors, sometimes we can't fully see what's going on within. It can be confusing, it can be hazy, but you are meant to be the teacher, the mirror, where somebody's going through something and you're able to say immediately, I see you. I see what you're going through. I've been through that. This is how I dealt with it. And just holding space for that. You know what I mean. Okay, what's the opportunity here, Spirit, for this collective? These cards are massive. I love it. What's the opportunity for this collective here, Spirit, in this situation? The opportunity. The opportunity. Oh, interesting, okay. Enrichment. Intuition. What else? Acceptance. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take those two here. So, these are beautiful cards. We have enrichment and we have intuition. Interesting, these give me like the crown chakra and the heart chakra, which to me is very spiritual. It's very understanding, very compassionate. Interesting. Okay. So acceptance is the underlying energy here. Accepting what is, being present for this, right? What I was just saying. Everything that you're feeling in this scenario is right. It's just about accepting and flowing with that. And you know how to do this. You've learned how to do this. You've trained yourself to do this. That part I was talking about earlier, the two stories, is coming up here right now with these two. Okay, super interesting. All right. Okay. So what I'm getting also from this, I said crown, but my first instinct was root chakra. Because it can be kind of, it looks like red, but also kind of pinkish, like how the crown chakra is depicted sometimes, which is funny because these are like opposite. The crown is like the cosmic awareness. It's the portal to all of the cosmos. It's the portal to oneness. Whereas the root is like the complete individual physical vessel. It's like, it's the complete earthly boundary of the self. Two opposite opposing polarities. Enrichment here. I feel like this could be alluding to the story that's being written in the greater society, in this family system, these toxic relationships and groups of people that you're dealing with or that you're seeing, like whatever it's manifesting. I feel this could be alluding to the illusion that they are trying to create here. It's like the story they're writing. How do we explain this, Spirit? Because I can feel it. I can sense this energy, but how do I articulate it? Do you see how she's kind of giving like a side eye? It's sort of, and it almost is giving, for me at least, the way I'm seeing that, it's almost giving like a smugness. Like it's almost giving like a I know better kind of vibe here. This expression can be perceived multiple ways, but in this context, it's almost giving like a I know better. So it's almost like people are going to want to double down on their egos. This other story that's being written, they're going to double down on the ego, on the surface story, the image they're trying to present. And it's like, it's almost like trying to present as being like, oh, what is this, dude? This is so interesting. It's like almost trying to present as being like the good guy, or being innocent, or being like really spiritual and connected. It's giving me like false prophet, like spiritual narcissists as well. People who use these concepts to act mightier than thou and to act like they know the answers. Oh yes, that's more what it is. So regardless of that, because that can get into murky territory, that's a whole other subject. It's like, just in general, people are going to act like they know the answers, or you're going to have people coming forth who are acting like they know, or just trying to figure out the answers, when in all reality, it's like the consciousness they're actually operating from is still like a very base consciousness. It's like, it's very driven by fear and by survival, and it's like it still doesn't really know what it's doing. Like, that's what's interesting. It's like I instinctually knew this was that, but I wanted to say it was crown, because it's like that's what they're presenting. They're presenting that they know it. They have the answers. They're presenting that they have it together. But you can feel like the tension of the fear and the need for a security that they like can't find, that's bubbling up under the surface. And it's like that root is, again, the earth, the tectonic plates, the foundations cracking open, and like all hell's breaking loose within them, but they're acting on the surface and casting illusions. Yeah, this definitely has like such a just like shadowy, illusory Scorpio, like power dynamic. Dogs are barking, like aggressive even, all bark no bite vibe. And like that's something to be remembered here too. Like within this anger, within this intimidation, within this brewing tension, like this is what's really going on under the surface for most people. Even if they're acting on the surface like they're smug, they know it, like I don't need spirituality, I don't need something greater than me to save me, like I'm all I need kind of thing, like I know better. But under the surface, they're very afraid, they're very fearful, and deep down it's like they're seeking. And that's why they have this ego, because it's protecting them. And that's why they're searching and seeking and causing all kinds of chaos, because they're seeking and looking desperately to try to find this solid ground that they can land on, that you have. Because the other story here, right, is intuition. A calm knowing, the heart, the center, right? Because the crown is up here, the root's down there, but what's in the center? The heart. It's the blending of the spiritual with the earthly. It's the understanding that we are primal beings who have all these feelings, right? The fear, the guilt, the shame, the need to be seen and validated, the need to be separate beings, to have a human experience, all of these messy things that we experience, right? But we also know we are one. And we also know that we receive guidance. We've accepted this. And we know that our intuition here at the heart, that feeling, that courage, right, is the perfect blend and balance of all of these intelligences coming together in one. It's the greater intelligence of the universe moving through you. So you even like, I'm getting like, you look like this. It's like, it's just a calm knowing. You know everything's going to be okay. You know this is all part of the greater plan. You know this is part of the alchemy. You know this is part of the transformation. It must happen in order for the universe to evolve, in order for humanity to evolve. And what's funny is that underneath this intuition, all these other cards came out here. Vitality, intimacy, realism, inspiration, and all of these faces. Look at all these faces, smiling, beautiful. Just, it's this same calm knowingness, right? And it all is embodied in your intuition and your inner knowing. So your story here that's being written is that story of intuition. It's raw, it's real. You've been through the muck, you've been through it all to know what's up kind of thing. And it's amalgamated into this sharp intuition that you have now because of that, because of your acceptance. And what I'm seeing here is it's also, you're able to also accept that this is what this like kind of illusion casting energy is also valid in its own way, and that story they're writing is just part of their journey, and you're able to see it for what it is, and you're able to deal with it accordingly. That's your opportunity here, is knowing this. These are the two stories being written, and being able to accept that two things can be true at once, right? Like your story is true and valid, and so is theirs. Their story is also true and valid. And they're running in parallel, and each has its beneficial nature to the story of the unfolding of this great theater, this great play that is playing out on Earth, on on the planet right now. And you know, the other night I had this event that I went to, and it's actually super interesting because the event was run by a friend of mine who's a psychiatrist, and she's been super interested and fascinated by the crossover between like creativity and sort of like spirituality with like how it works psychologically, and with her creativity and her understanding of that. So we've been doing these events where like I'll go up on stage and she'll ask me questions to kind of initiate almost sort of what I'm doing right here, right? Like just talks about life and about creativity, but she also wants to center it on like a song or on a message, and then we perform the song. She's done this with multiple artists. And when we were doing this, we did this just together once, but we've also done it in front of audiences, and there's such a humongous difference between the magic here of when you're just doing it on your own versus like the spiritual energy that comes from having like a group of witnesses, even if they don't always fully understand what's going on, all of them, it's like that consciousness and that witness of two different roles is important. So like the witness and the ones being seen, it's this give and take, and we all play our role on this planet, right? And so that's what it reminded me of here. That's kind of my long roundabout way of saying like these two stories are just as important, and to be witnessing each other in them, because it all is giving and contributing to the perspective that is needed, the greater perspective that's needed to create the new earth. We need all of these players and all of these stories going on at once. It's so easy to label something as good or bad, or to jump into dualistic thinking and to try to move to one side of the pole, right? Or the other. But it's all needed in a transcendent way for the great mystery to unfold. Woo! That is big ol' energy, spirit. What the heck? So that's your opportunity. This like revving energy just picked up outside. It's like this hum. All the noise, like it's all needed, right? All acceptable. So yeah, that's your opportunity. I kind of want to get the challenge as well here. I don't even think I want to pull tarot necessarily. Like this is all really speaking very clearly here. Okay, let's pull from the same deck for the challenge. Is there a challenge here, spirit? I feel like that's like the opportunity and the challenge in one. Like that's pretty universal and pretty like overarching. Challenge, revolution, and perseverance on the bottom of the deck. Wow. And revolution kind of came out in this package here as well with other cards under it. Underneath it is equilibrium, initiative, restraint. Wow. Okay, so revolution here, it's the throat chakra, blue. So taking what you know in your heart to be true here and allowing that mighty roar, right? The roar doesn't necessarily have to be from this angry, guttural place, although it may come from that place when called for. This roar is like a roar of the heart, the roar of the lion, of courage. And everything that comes with that, the perseverance that takes to continually show up and speak that truth and express that truth and communicate that truth, that is the revolution that is taking place on this planet right now. I'm literally seeing this whole reading has that feeling to it. It very much is a revolutionary energy. And revolutions, you know, when we look back at history at what we consider to be these mass revolutions, we always see the peak of them, yeah? We see the point where like the kingdom was overthrown, or the people got their way, or like the tipping point of whatever, the government, you know, changing to the monarchy's overthrown to create democracy, etc. But we forget that like revolutions happen because of many small individual acts, and that the tipping point comes because of that building energy. So your part to play in this spiritual revolution is to speak your truth, to allow yourself to continue showing up and speaking that truth that comes through your intuition, through your heart, to not hold back, to maintain your equilibrium here, to speak this peace and this feeling of equilibrium to the world, to maintain your energetic and nervous system regulated equilibrium, right? To take the initiative to enact change through this in whatever way, because when we express things, when we speak things, behind that, what often happens is we start to create things through that. Ideas come to us to actually take the initiative to set up new structures, to set up new ways of being. When we are able to communicate and come to a common understanding with each other, this allows us to find the equilibrium. And then restraint here as well, which is interesting because restraint with the throat chakra as well, it's isn't that so part of this? Isn't that so part of what I said at the beginning of this? It's not necessarily about, because the throat chakra here, right, it's about precision as well. It's about precision and it's about articulation. It is a refined center. It's one of the upper chakras. So while our lower energy centers, the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, right, we have our more raw, intense emotions down there, right? This energy that we were talking about, what a lot of the world is feeling right now and facing. It's the voice, when it rises to the heart and you're able to feel it in equilibrium and then speak it through the refinement of the voice, it is given voice and it's given a name and people are able to understand it. So what you are doing here is you are giving people an understanding of what this raw feeling they're going through is, because you've alchemized it, you've brought it up, and you are articulating it. And the restraint part of that is in being able to articulate it in a way that is not falling into the same kind of, I guess, unrefined or raw intensity that everybody else is experiencing, right? Because that's fine, we can express that. But your role here, I feel, is in knowing when to say things and when not to. Knowing when it's time to speak and when it's time to listen. Knowing when it's time, through your intuition, to deliver something versus when it's not the right timing yet. This is your challenge. And the underlying in all of this is to continue moving forward. The chariot, right? Perseverance, to persevere in your spiritual quest here of the heart, and in your courage, because this is what you came here to do. And this is what all of this journey you've been on so far has been building up to. So that is beautiful. That's beautiful, but that's an exciting challenge, right? That is the challenge of a lifetime. And it's not just a detour challenge to just get through to get to the next thing. That is the challenge. I'm getting that this is the purpose. This is the mission for all of us in our own unique ways here. Is that it, Spirit? Is that where we leave this message? I think it is. I think that's where we leave it. And I think it's just the closing message I want to say is just prepare yourself, get ready. But you already are ready. It's just about knowing you're ready. Knowing you're prepared for this. And knowing this is what you were born for. The curtain is about to, lift on the stage here. It's about to be showtime. And you're about to be seen fully in your purpose. The roar that will awaken the world. I love you so much. I'm going to leave it there. Take care, my beautiful collective. This is big. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.